Once again, good morning to everyone here and in the sanctuary and all of those joining us via live streaming. We are so very glad you have chosen us this morning. If anyone is present for the first time, we do welcome you and hope you will join us again. After the service, our ambassador Joseph, where are you at, Joseph? There he is. He's got a gold stole on. He will be in the back with an informational packet and a mug, and we will be happy to answer any questions you might have about Unity and our spiritual community activities. Please check in on Facebook, telling your friends and family that you are here at Unity of Springfield, and then if you would silence your phone. Please join us in our mission statement. Together, our mission is to encourage and inspire spiritual and personal growth by empowering each other to be authentically all that we came here to be. Let's speak together the affirmation for today's daily word. Together? Abiding in the presence of God, I am clearly guided. A freed prisoner in ancient Rome received a white stone as proof of his right to a new beginning. The white stone symbolized a clean slate. Every new moment is an opportunity for me to begin again with a clean slate. Turning within for guidance, I initiate change in my life right now and become the person I want to be. In my sacred time of prayer, I put aside any hesitation or uncertainty. Abiding in the presence of God, I ask for clear and unmistakable guidance. I listen in the silence and trust the answers I receive. I am grateful for the beginning of each new year and the opportunity for a clean slate upon which to design my life. The scripture for today is Revelation 2:17. Together, I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. Let's repeat the affirmation together. Abiding in the presence of God, I am clearly guided. And as Sue comes up to ring the prayer bowl, please hold the following people in prayer for their highest good. Jim, G, Beth, Steve, Carolyn, Darren, Peggy, Jean Ann, Jennifer, Ron, Bianca, Lou, Cody, Jeff, Catherine, Bob, Art, Garrett, Larry, Heather, Dorothy, Ben, Jamie, and anyone else you would choose to include in this prayer. Let us sing our thoughts or prayers. The words are on the screen.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
From our prayer bowl, we embrace the reverberations and sounds that are attuned to our heart chakra. Allow the sounds and the vibrations remind you of your Christ presence within. Send and receive peace, love, and joy to all the people around you and reaching out to every person on this earth. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and exhale. As we ignore any sounds and movement nearby, we begin to relax our minds and bodies, centering us for prayer. Beginning at the crown chakra, release tension in your mind and body, and relax. Follow your focus to your forehead, your eyes, your ears, lips, tongue, and jaw. Breathe. Follow your attention to your neck and shoulders, down through your arms, wrists, and fingers, intentionally relaxing as you let go. Move through your spine and lower back, your thighs, your calves, ankles, and then toes. Remind yourself to relax and let go. Breathe. We affirm the highest and best for the names on the prayer list, for healing, prosperity, guidance, and for peace of mind. We extend these prayers for ourselves, our families, and our friends. We surround this world with love and light, erasing all of the violence and loss that has taken place recently. We affirm care and love for those who are fighting such demons, for those we know and for those we do not know. We all do the best that we can at any given moment, so we forgive ourselves and all the others for any transgressions. We love our neighbors as we love ourselves. We are whole, perfect, and complete just as we are. We are loved by God and are worthy of every good thing. We are individualized expressions of God. We choose to express our Christed self as a blessing for all, and we spread gratitude for life, health, abundance, loving relationships, harmony, and inner peace. On this first Sunday in 2025, we are grateful for the beginning of each new year and the opportunity for a clean slate upon which to design our lives. We open our hearts and our minds for divine guidance this and every day. And so it is. Amen and amen.
Yes, you came out. Yes, yes, the brave, the few, right? Yay! But we're so grateful too for everybody who's online this morning. I'm so grateful that we have the opportunity to have our online service. For those who can't be here physically with us for whatever reason, and some that live out of state, so welcome to our service this morning. So first I want to ask, does everybody have a white stone? If you don't, please raise your hand, and Lisa will be sure to get one to you. All right. And it's so good to see some of you that I just don't get to see very often. It's just good to have you here, and we have some new people here today, and so grateful that you're joining us today. Today's a little bit different of a service than we normally do because today is our white stone ceremony. Now, the white stone that you have today actually is from Hebron, Israel. So I think that's pretty special that these stones literally come from Hebron. So we have been traveling a journey together over the past many weeks, celebrating the birth of Jesus, but also celebrating the birth of our individual Christ spirit. And last week, how many of us participated in the burning bowl? Yeah. So the burning bowl was our opportunity to ask ourselves the question, what might be standing in the way of me living my authentic life, of me really stepping into that which feels like it wants to emerge as me. And we opened ourselves up through meditation to say, okay, well, what is it that I'm ready to release? And, you know, it may be that we're ready to release old habits, maybe old beliefs. We're willing to release whatever it is. And so we went through the ceremony, we came up, took our piece of flash paper with the candle, and whoosh, you know, it was representative of it being gone. And what we know for the majority of us is that it's not a one and done, right? I may choose that I'm going to release an old habit, or I'm going to release some things in my consciousness that they're probably going to pop back up again. But that's where I have to stand in my power, right? And I have to be awake and aware, wake up, O sleeper, and rise, you know, so that the light can shine on your path and tell it to get behind you. You know, you no longer have power over me. You no longer have power in my life. I'm not giving you any attention. And because this is what I know to be true, this is the direction that I'm going. And that's what, you know, today helps with as well. So this morning, through the white stone ceremony, we're going to have the opportunity to choose what we would call a new spiritual name for ourselves, or a quality that we are guided as we go through meditation today, that we feel that we are ready to embody. And it may have to do with what we released. And guess what? It may not have to do with that. It's us being open to whatever that's going to look like. So the Reverend David Williamson, who's a Unity minister, recalled the Bible verses concerning the white stone, and he created a ceremony for us called the white stone ceremony. And so this is based on the scripture in Revelations 2:17, where it says, let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. So we're going to break this down for a moment. So this passage refers to 2 actions and to 3 promises. So the first action is listening. How many of us know that we could be better listeners, just in general in our lives? Can you imagine if we listened more to our partner? We listened more to our children. We listened more to what people are saying instead of always thinking about what we're going to talk about, right? So listening. But the listening that this refers to is a deeper listening. It says, to anyone who has an ear, listen. How many of us have ears? Clearly, he was not talking about the outer ear. Was talking about the inner ear, that the ear of the soul, that deep listening that allows us to hear the still small voice. And that still small voice could be audible. It could be something that just presents itself in an image. It could be a gentle nudge, a guidance. It could be something showing up in our life. But we've all had the experience, right, of that inner soul. To me, that's the ear that intuits the divine messages. And we've all had those messages, right? I mean, haven't you had those times where you know it wasn't your thinking mind that thought the thought that made you make that turn, or thought the thought that was like, oh, that makes sense to me? There's something that we're tapped into that is beyond just our human mind. Now, I want to remind us that these divine messages are being broadcast all the time. They're always being broadcast. We're just not always in a place where we're open to really receiving the divine message, what we would call the divine message. And we develop this inner listening by what we call in Unity meditation. And meditation is different for everyone. So here's the thing, meditation for some may be sitting in the silence, sitting there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever. For some people, meditation may be listening to music. It may be gardening. It may be writing or painting. It may be doing the dishes. You know, whatever it is, here's the idea with meditation, that it takes us out of our intellect and into our heart, right? It takes us out of the ego aspect of us, and it takes us deeper down into our heart, where we can open up to that more intuitive knowing. It's like we create the space so that we can hear. And it's not always going to come in that moment, is it? It's something I want to make sure we all know, but it will absolutely come. So the first tool is to listen. The second action, it says to everyone who conquers. Now, this is not an outside of us conquering, my friends, but it's an inner one. And for me, what came was it is conquering the ego's programming to be in control. Because all that has happened is our ego is programmed with different things, right? So the ego has been programmed to be in control. And so what this is saying is that to everyone who takes the time to listen to the still small voice, to everyone who surrenders the ego to spirit, you will be given some of the hidden manna. When, again, we are ready to say, okay, ego mind, I know that you want to get up and you want to go do this, or you want to turn the TV on, or you want to blah, blah, blah. I'm going to sit here now, and I'm going to surrender my ego to that inner voice. That's what this is about. And so then, and I love this, to everyone who surrenders ego to spirit, you will be given some of the hidden manna. So that takes us to the 3 promises. The first of the 3 promises is hidden manna. So in the days of the Israelites wandering in the wilderness with Moses, the manna, which was their edible substance, their daily bread, was sent by God. And here's the thing about the manna is that the story says that the people just had to go and collect it each day. They didn't have to do anything to earn it. And if they tried to save it, it spoiled. And so they learned to live what? In the present moment, trusting that whatever they needed was going to be provided, right? Doesn't that sound like a really great way to live? Instead of worrying about the future, fretting about the past, that in this moment, I'm going to know that whatever I need as I walk this journey of life, it is here for me, and it is always going to be here for me. I don't have to worry about it, okay? So Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, says manna is the inner or spiritual food, which is the understanding of truth. So for me, it's as we allow ourselves to walk in the wilderness of our own inner self, we receive hidden manna that's not visible to the world. And it's hidden manna that's not going to make sense for anybody else. Because it's that we're wandering in the wilderness of our own inner self in that. And we are then given guidance, and we are given direction, and we are given insights. That's where we are given these divine messages. They're going to come, even if it's not in the moment. Like I said, for today, if it doesn't come today, it's okay. It will come to you. But not only do we receive this inner guidance, we also are given spiritual energy and nourishment that sustains us as we move along this thing that we call life, which leads us to the second promise, which is the white stone. Now, back in the day of Jesus, when someone was released from prison, they were given a white stone. And this white stone represented that they had paid their time, they had done the time that they needed to do. But what it also represented was that they had been given passage to live with all the rights of a free human being. So they no longer had to worry. They were just the same as everybody else. And what we know, each of us comes from a past bondage of some sort, right? That it has been kind of a prison for us and how we've moved forward in our lives. But here's the thing is that when we move into this place where we come into that greater realization of truth through this deep listening, there also comes this deep sense of worthiness because we recognize that we are beloved of God. We recognize that we are divine in nature. We recognize that we matter and that we truly do have everything that we need to navigate this life. So the white stone represents your freedom to claim your divine inheritance as a living expression of God. This represents your freedom to claim your divine inheritance as an expression of God, which leads us to the third promise, and that is a new name. Now, in the Bible, you will see that there are many times that someone's name has been changed. Abram, as he grew in spiritual awareness, became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Jacob became Israel. And Simon was renamed Peter, which means faith. And this is where the ceremony called white stone comes in. In the passage, we are told, I will give you a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to go into a time of meditation, and we're going to open ourselves as to what is it that I am being called to in the new year. And then we're going to claim that as our new name. And here's something I want to say to you. Try not to judge what comes up for you. Try not to judge how it shows up for you. I don't have time, or I would go into this whole experience that I had in the last few days of what I thought my word was going to be to like this opposite thing that came up to this morning, like, oh, I think this might be my word. So whatever you came in here with, let it go. Because here's the thing that I can tell you is whatever comes up for us, trust that that is there for you. And allow yourself, I love the song that says, something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. And so today is our opportunity to go a little bit deeper, to allow ourselves to go underneath all of that stuff that has gotten in the way of us really living into whatever is ready to emerge for us. Just allow yourself to be open to that. Because I promise you that you will be amazed when the insights start coming as to, oh, that's why that word came for me, or that's why that quality came up, or that name came up. So I'm going to invite you, pick up your white stone. On one side of it, I invite you to put the year. This year is 2025. And then on the other side is where you will write whatever comes to you. When you get home, I encourage you to use a permanent marker and to outline your words, whatever it may be, in permanent marker. I want to say to you again, if nothing comes to you during this ceremony, it's okay. Don't fret about that, because just by virtue of the fact that we are opening ourselves up, it will come. It will all of a sudden, it'll be like, oh my gosh, that's my word. It may be a title. It could be something like published author, spiritual teacher. It may be something like clean and sober, or grateful, or disciplined, or engage or participate. Some people who write words like peace and love and presence take on the new essence of who they are becoming. So ask yourself, who am I, or what am I being called to step into more fully in this coming year? What am I being called to step into more fully this coming year? And, this is where we're going to go into the deep listening. Now, what I'm going to share with you this morning is a meditation from Richard Mirage, because I think it's such a beautiful meditation. So I'm going to invite you, if you'd like to close your eyes, just holding your white stone in your hand, and let's just take a deep breath. Audible sigh. Another deep breath with an audible sigh. And I'm just going to invite you to open your heart with a willingness and an intention to hear what Spirit is saying just to you this morning. And grounded in the awareness that the presence of God, the presence of love, the presence of wisdom is right where you are. Ask, what is it that my soul is calling me to live, to express, and to embody this year? Reveal that quality, reveal that spiritual direction and that purpose. Show me and share with me in a way that will be clear and easy for me to understand. And just take another deep breath and set your intention to listen to what Spirit is saying and what your soul is calling you to. It might come in the form of a word or a picture, an image, an idea, a feeling. Just trust that this divine wisdom will share it with you in a way that you will understand. Don't try to force it. Just open yourself to it. When and if your word comes to you, take a moment to write it down. You are being called to do great things. Even greater than you can imagine is in you. And you have what it takes to live your new name, to embody your new quality. So let that gift, that quality, that direction just come through you. Let that name and that nature be revealed. Something's calling me. A little bit deeper than I've ever been before. And I know that whatever comes through for me, that I have everything that I need within me to bring it forth, to live it, to be it. And I choose that. I receive. And so we give thanks that that name, that direction has come to me. We give thanks in advance that it will be revealed later at the right and perfect time. We give thanks for this practice of deep listening. And then when you feel ready, just take a deep breath and gently open your eyes. How many of us came in today with a word that we thought it was going to be? And how many of us, that was the word? How many of us, it wasn't the word? I love it! That's so cool, you guys. I love that. And does it make sense? Oh, I love that. That's that practice. When we are just open to what is our inner spirit, what is inside of us that wants to come forth as an individuated expression of God that we are here to be. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So I know that, as it's kind of scary, right? Like you write on it, it looks like a scary word, doesn't it? Because it's on stone. Like, whoa! But it's not. And when you use your permanent marker, it'll make a difference. But, know that along with getting this word comes the power and the guidance to achieve all that we desire. I was sitting the other day and, I just spent a lot of time going over this service and allowing things to reveal themselves differently to me. And it's tapping into that knowing, my friends, that we have the power within us to step into whatever has been revealed for us here. And I had that thought that at the end of my life, I don't want to get to the end of my life and say, well, I didn't use that inner power to bring forth whatever is wanting to emerge. And guess what that's going to take? Effort. Yeah, release. But it's going to take effort for us to bring this into expression, right? But that's a great thing, isn't it? Wouldn't you rather be efforting towards whatever this is that's showing up for you than continuing to have the same experience that you've been having if it's not working for you? Yes. So it's going to take some effort. We are on a path to gaining, new insights and greater awarenesses. And so anytime that you look at your white stone, and I'm going to invite you to keep your white stone in a place that you can see it daily, because that is that reminder that, oh, yes, this is what I'm choosing. This is what I'm choosing. This is what I'm choosing. Because we're going to have to choose it over and over and over again. If we're going to live it, we're going to have to choose it. So know that whatever this is, it has come to you to be lived out, to be expressed, to be embodied as you. And it's what your true self, your divine self is calling you to do or to be. It's a whisper. I love this. A whisper from your soul that you are so much more than you have ever let come into expression. Ah, that's exciting, isn't it? Like we have so much more to express. We're not done. We haven't popped out of the toaster. We're not done. We're not going to be done until we're done. And then we're not done. Then then we're expanded. I just encourage you as you move into this week, as you move into this year, again, keep this where you can see it all the time and enjoy your new year, enjoy your new name, and happy new you, each and every one of you. Namaste. Namaste. All right. I love these rituals, these ceremonies. How many of us have many of these stones from many, many years? Yeah, isn't it so awesome to go? And that's why it's important to date it, because then you can go back and go, oh, hey, look, I really embodied that one. Oh, I don't think I embodied that one so well, right? Yeah. All right, so as our ushers are coming forward, our band's coming back up, we have the opportunity to be in the flow financially, to support Unity of Springfield. We have many ways that you can do that through Tithely, Venmo, PayPal, website, cash or check. So I'm going to invite us, if you are giving physically, to take that in your hand. If you give online or whatever way, take that energy into your hands. And let's bless our gift together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And thank you, God.
So please join us in Fellowship Hall right after the service today for our Friendship Sunday potluck. That has been canceled. Just before I got to read here, people, got to update me on the notes. Later this month, we will be electing 3 new board members. If you have an interest, today is the last day to submit your application, and applications are on the table in the foyer. Meditation is canceled tonight and is open to no one. See, I got the update, so I got the right announcement. See how that works?
Open to everyone next week, though.
What's that?
Open to everyone next week.
Tomorrow evening, the grief support group will meet at 6 p.m. And the monthly Unity Men's Group and Potluck is this Thursday, January the 7th at 6 p.m. Tuesday, sorry. All men are welcome to attend, and please bring a dish to share. I've also been told to announce that we can't all bring a bag of Doritos, okay, people? You got to mix it up. There's Ruffles, there's Cheetos, there's all kinds of other chips. This Saturday, January the 11th at 10 a.m., Sue will facilitate a treasure mapping workshop. Everyone will create a vision board which will represent their desires. We will provide poster board and glue sticks. If you have any unwanted magazines, please bring them to donate, and we could also use some extra scissors. Next Sunday at 9:15 a.m. in the New Thought and World Religion Adult Education class, Amy Burnett will present Deep Kindness based on the book by Houston Kraft. Our shelter has been open for 23 nights, and all the cots have been full every night and with the fuel on the floor, so that's amazing. With this long stretch of cold weather coming, though, we are running extremely low on some of our staple items. So we are in need of oatmeal, hot chocolate, and hot hands. All donations are gratefully appreciated. And surprisingly, unbelievably, it's time to start planning for our 8th annual Planet Unity Earth Day celebration. Yes. This is our annual event that we do to raise awareness about the importance of taking care of our planet. And it is also our biggest fundraiser. So this year's theme is Our Power, Our Planet. Please consider being a part of the planning committee, and then after you consider it, just go sign up. Our next meeting is January the 19th, right after the service. And our annual meeting and potluck will be on January 26th, right after the service. Please plan to join us, hear what's going on with our church, and then we will also be voting on those 3 new board members. And as very apropos, during inclement weather, there are 2 ways you can find out if any church activity or service has been canceled. You can check your email. If you're on our lists, we will send out a group message. And you can check the Unity of Springfield's Facebook page. And also the secret way is you can just call Dee directly. She loves it. She loves to call anytime you want. Just check. Earlier the better, she told me. Hope you're watching online, Dee. Reminder, if the schools in Springfield are closed, all the activities at the church will be canceled for that day. So there's your little cheat sheet there. If Springfield's public schools are closed, we'll also be closed with other activities.
Anybody who could stay after and help get the shelter set back up would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, so if you could stay and help get the shelter set back up, many hands make light work, so it's not a difficult thing to do, and if we have enough people, we can knock it out very quickly, so that would be greatly appreciated. If you would please stand and join us in the prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.